Should have told him I'm learning how to park. What?
Nothing. I'm just look at where the back end of your camper is and stuff like that. Get it.
I can't see the back end of my camper.
Okay. You got to know where it's at. You got a sign over here on this side. I'm sorry. No, you're not. You're gonna back in. I'm sorry. There's a sign over here on this side.
Okay, where am I going? I'll let the people finish walking. Can you feel the tension in the truck? By the time we got to this point of the day, we were both pretty stressed out. Welcome to Adventures with Heckenback. Today we'll be leaving Haw Creek Falls Campground in Ozark National Forest, and we'll head down through the Ouachitas and into Hot Springs National Park. First, though, we have to get camp packed up. Good morning.
Happy New Year.
We're
2023.
Yeah. We're still laying in our campanaw here. We haven't gotten up yet. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning. We've got the condensation pretty much under control. Yeah, just the windows. So the first time we camped in it without anything, like the walls were wet and everything. But now the walls are dry. So we found that that little fan there, that if we run that on low all night, or that will run for about 3 days on before it has to be recharged. And then we can just recharge it while we're driving, plug it into the USB here in the campanaw, and it'll charge while we're driving. So if anybody wondered what the view from inside the campanaw is like when you're laying in the bed, this is the view. So if it was nice out, we would pop this hatch open here.
Not that it's not nice for January 1st.
So we're going to get up and make some coffee. Tim discovered that this little opening between the pull-out and the fold-down table worked really well for holding the battery for the water pump and the water pump. So when we're refilling our pot of water multiple times, it's really easy just to grab it and hit the button and then fill it. I thought that was pretty clever. So once we had our coffee and breakfast, the first thing we needed to do was take down our Rhino Rack Batwing awning. Have you ever noticed how difficult it is to remember how to fold tents and canopies and things like that? We just put this up 2 days ago, but I'll be darned if we could remember exactly how to fold up those side walls. We eventually got them folded so that they fit in their bags, but it just blows my mind that, you can never remember how to do that. Is it just us, or do you guys all have trouble getting these things back in their bags? Once we had the sides figured out, though, the rest of camp packs up pretty quickly. One of the things we like about the campanaw is how little there is that we actually have to do to get ready to leave. When taking down the batwing awning, just like when putting it up, it is really important to keep that tension on the poles that are still standing. If you're not using the sides, the awning itself comes down in just a few minutes. We've gotten pretty good at hooking up, too. How do you like that beautiful view of the water bottle? do before leaving camp was to air back up again. We had aired down yesterday when we went on our group trail ride. So before we hit the highway this morning, we had to air back up. I figured this was a good opportunity to walk around and see if we had any trail damage as well. It's hard to see through the dirt, but it looks like the only thing is some scuffing on the passenger side running board.
Hagerville Grocery is supposed to have the best sandwiches in the South.
Really?
That's what it says. Best sandwiches.
I have no idea where that is. Maybe, like I said, those buildings down there, maybe? I think I'm going the right way. Church of Christ, look at, there's like 7.
Don't you have it on your phone?
No, I couldn't map because we didn't have cell service. But I'm pretty sure it was 164. I was supposed to turn on. That's going to take us over to 7. If I remember right, it was 164. Let me zoom in a little. Yeah, looks right. You may be able to tell that Tim is already a little stressed right at the beginning of the day. There isn't any cell service in most of Ozark National Forest, so we'd been out of contact for a couple days. Now we were back into an area where there was some service, and he was trying to check his email, but it was wanting him to log in and giving him all kinds of problems, so he was pretty frustrated. Luckily, today was my day to drive, so hopefully he'd be able to relax a little bit.
Holy f*** at this!
But then again, maybe not either. You could probably hear the stress in my voice too, let's be honest. It's interesting how it only takes really one person to be stressed in a relationship, but eventually you both end up feeling that stress. We would both have our moments today, but there were some fun moments too. We're always trying to make the best of it no matter what. Sometimes we succeed and sometimes we don't. We are well aware that we could be back at work instead of driving the beautiful countryside. As we were driving the countryside, we came across this water and ice kiosk, which we had never seen anything like this before, which is why I recorded it. I didn't record the argument we got into over how to fill the water jugs. As you can see, it's 50 cents for 1 gallon and $2 for 5 gallons. We were paying with a debit card. Our water jugs are 2.5 gallons. So Tim wanted to do it a gallon at a time and just keep swiping the card over and over again for 50 cents. I wanted to swipe it once for $2 and him just switch the jugs really quick halfway through. It was really silly. But just to settle the argument, which one would you have done? We also still needed to fill our little propane growler, and we wanted to get some more firewood. So we stopped in Russellville to try to do both of these things. Trying to figure out where to get things in a town you're not familiar with can be a little bit frustrating. We eventually found propane at a Flying J truck stop, and we found firewood at a TSC. But it took us a little while to find these things. We stopped and washed the truck too, and then found some place to have lunch. So we had lunch at Sam's Southern Eatery, which was awesome. The servings were huge, and we ended up taking food with us, which we don't normally do when we're traveling because there's not really anywhere to put it. But it would turn out to be a good thing at the end of the day that we had brought it with us. Arkansas River. So now we thought we could get on with the scenic part of our drive. But somehow, coming out of the little town of Ola, we missed our turn for Scenic Highway 7 and ended up taking the long way around. It was still pretty, but it was a little frustrating to realize we'd gone quite a bit out of our way. Frustrating is definitely our word of the day. This is the scenic part. Nimrod Dam. We're headed that direction.
Was that Scenic Highway 7?
No, I don't know. I think this, because now this is actually 7. Oh, yeah, this is where we're headed. Down that curvy. Oh, huh, interesting. Why it had us go that way.
Maybe because back at this junction back here, you missed 7.
Maybe I did. This is the official beginning of Scenic 7, and I made a split-second decision to pull over so Tim could take a picture. We always like, whenever possible, to take a picture of heck and back with the signs. Think it's safe to get off?
Yeah.
Nobody's coming.
Come on. We gotta get one of those. Right.
This was a bad idea, though. The shoulder was really soft, and when Tim stepped out, he stepped into mud.
I don't know.
Yeah, when I started to pull over, it was feeling a little soft. I guess we didn't have to pull over. We have the camera going. And then it turned out he didn't even get the picture because technology. Tim and electronics have a love-hate relationship.
Oh no, come on. You tell me that was... Didn't get it.
Despite that frustration, the drive itself is beautiful. We would actually end up coming back the next day to explore some of the side roads.
Say, come on, let's get
camping?
Nope. Bathrooms. Historical site. CCC camp. Bathroom's probably locked. Could you tell that Tim's over it for today? The bathrooms were unlocked, but they didn't have toilet paper. Luckily, I noticed that and was able to come get some out of the truck. This is the site of a former CCC camp. There are actually a few of them along this road. It says half an hour. Heckenbeck likes these curvy roads. Was pretty, yep. Good job, Heckenaw. I almost tipped our trailer over into a ditch. I cut a corner too short, and the passenger side tire went into the ditch, and the whole trailer almost tipped over. Heckenbeck pulled it back up just in time. Heckenaw says, no problem, can't vouch for the stuff inside the trailer.
With the full propane tank and
3 jugs of water. Or did you put them back in the backpack?
No, they're in there.
Hopefully everything is tight. It was a good reminder that things could always be worse.
Cars there.
Cars there. Nothing else? I can take a picture when we're leaving. Jesus Christ, truck.
What? Hugging the yellow?
Yeah. This is the Jesseville Ranger Station, which was our last stop before we got to Gulfa Gorge Campground in Hot Springs National Park. They weren't open, but they did have a few maps for us to pick up. It was getting pretty late in the day, and we were hoping to make it to the campground before dark. We did succeed and made it to the campground just before dark, only to discover they have no showers. They have big signs as you pull in proclaiming no showers. So that put us in a great mood for my first time parking our trailer. Once we got the camper parked, we discovered that we had one of the few campsites that didn't have a fire ring either. We had done all that running around to find firewood and had no fire ring. I'm learning. I'm thinking really hard here. We didn't realize they didn't have a shower. We actually have a setup where we could take a shower, but this isn't the kind of campground where you could really set up a shower tent and take a shower in the middle of your campsite. At least we didn't feel like it was. We could have showered back at our campsite this morning, but chose to wait, thinking there would be a shower in this national park. So by this point, both of us were super cranky, and we had to just stop and relax for a minute. We made a decision to go do laundry. This was a great opportunity just to stop and take care of some things. So we went and did laundry, and then we found the nearest truck stop so we could go take a shower first thing in the morning. By the time we got done with laundry, it was late, and we were really glad that we had taken the leftovers from our lunch. That's what we ended up having for dinner tonight. And then we washed up as best we could and took our stinky selves to bed so we could get up bright and early and head to the nearest truck stop, which was about a half an hour away. What the hell is it? We're gonna sit here and eat breakfast. We had a rough day yesterday. After a long day of driving, we got to the Gulfa Gorge Campground, only to discover they didn't have showers, and neither of us had had a shower in like 3 days.
Why are you telling the world that?
Because it's not all pretty and glamorous, you know. Sometimes it's pretty uncomfortable. We were boondocking, camping at first boondocking, where we could have took a shower, but we didn't know where we'd be able to get water, so we didn't want to waste the water. Then we were in a Forest Service campground that didn't have a shower, and again, still, we could have took a shower.
Well, they had pit toilets.
Yeah, they had pit toilets, and we could have took a shower in camp. Like, we do have a sprayer, and now we have a heater that we've never used before, we were planning to use. But again, we were like in the middle of nowhere, and we didn't know where to get water, and we didn't want to waste the water because we were coming to the campground here today, and we figured as soon as we got here yesterday, we'd take a shower.
Oh, FYI, we do have body wipes.
Yeah, so not totally disgusting, but we were feeling pretty disgusting last night, especially when we got to the campground. So I don't know why, I could have swore Gulfa Gorge Campground had showers. Like, what national park campground doesn't have showers? And it says
an urban national park.
Yeah, it says, when I double checked again, last night, it says no showers. I mean, it clearly says no showers.
You were not having nothing with that no.
So, yeah. So we got online to see where we could take a shower and found a truck stop about a half an hour away, Love's Truck Stop. Best shower That is better than any national park, any campground we have ever stayed at.
That's better than a few hotels we've stayed at.
It's been true, very true. That was a better shower than a lot of hotels that we've stayed at. So we're feeling a little bit better now.
Coffee's pretty good.
Coffee's pretty good. So we're gonna sit here, eat our breakfast, drink a little bit of coffee. We're all nice and clean now,
And wait for the storms to come in.
yeah, and so now it's supposed to storm all day today. So we're figuring instead of a walking around hot springs day, this will be a driving around the mountains kind of day.
I'm just gonna watch out for flash floods, they're saying.
Yeah, there's a couple of auto tours that you can do through the mountains. And so we think that's probably what we're gonna do today. We'll figure it out. And of course, we'll bring you with us. If that's what.
Happy New Year.
Through the rain. Happy New Year. Yesterday was a really rough day. There wasn't anything big that happened. There's that saying, a death by 1,000 cuts, and sometimes that's what a day can feel like. It's not one big thing that happens. It's just all these little things that build up over the course of a day. We were bound and determined that today was going to be a better day. Today, we would literally climb a mountain and find our way through the storm. We hope that whatever troubles you're facing, you're able to find your way through. And as always, we hope you enjoyed the video, and thank you so much for watching.